The red belly piranha was the first fish I ever kept in the aquarium hobby. Fast forward some 20 years later, and we're going to keep them again. This time, I'm keeping a pack of at least 20 red belly piranha. I've got a 180-gallon aquarium waiting for them. Mind you, the pressure is on me at this point because I really want to do these guys justice. I really want to display them properly, and I want them to flourish in this aquarium. I got a 180-gallon aquarium. It's 6 feet long, 2 feet tall, 2 feet wide, and a ton of manzanita wood. And that's exactly what I was going to go with for this aquarium, because when I imagine a piranha aquarium, I picture it being dark and gloomy and a lot of wood, and it seems like it's dangerous even if you just jump in the water, because the wood will stab you, and if you get stabbed by that wood, it's going to cause the blood to go in the water, and the piranha are just going to get you. So that's what I'm going to create. I started with the two biggest pieces that made sense for this aquarium, and I was going corner to corner. You guys know I'm a corner type scaper. I like to start in a corner and scape out from there. I do it in almost every tank. I'm trying to do different things, but for this one I decided we're going to do both corners, and I'm going to try to connect them in the middle. I want this to seriously look dangerous. And I don't know if I hit the right mark, and I'm going to leave you guys to judge me. I'm telling you right now, I love this aquarium, but I'm standoffish about a few things that I'm going to explain here in the video. So first and foremost, we're using manzanita wood. I've got so much of it left over from over the years of collecting it, and it doesn't go bad. I mean, it's a dense, hard wood. It's going to last me for decades and decades. But what I was trying to create was basically, imagine if you have your hands upside down and your fingers pointing out towards each other, almost like two hands kind of trying to reach out of the water to grab you. And that's kind of what I was trying to create. And the longer the scape went by, I realized that this just has to be a tangle of wood, something that looks good and that I think the piranha are going to look absolutely menacing in. Because at the end of the day, they got the worst reputation for such a gentle fish, but I kind of want to get them in sooner rather than later, because they are in a 40-gallon breeder holding tank at this moment, and I don't think they're doing that great. They're skittish. I can't turn the lights on. They'll dart all over the place. They're eating, but only in the dark. Once I get them in this big tank, they're not only going to do much better, but they're going to have a massive growth spurt. As you can tell from the initial layout of this aquarium, it's definitely missing something. Now, I know two things. One, it would look a lot better with some rocks. Two, all of this wood is going to float. It's dried out in my yard for the last few years. Some of it's been used in scapes, others haven't, so I knew I was going to have to add in some rocks. Luckily, I had some maple leaf rock. I use this rock for two reasons. One, it's like an earth tone color, almost like mud, like a red mud, almost clay. Two, it's a maple leaf rock. I'm Canadian, and for some reason, unbeknownst to me, we love the maple leaf and beavers and moose and the most weird things. But anyways, I went with some maple leaf rock, and I actually really like it, but I don't think it's going to stay in here permanently. Again, it's going to look good initially, and I'm using the rocks to weigh down the wood so it will become waterlogged, because it could take weeks. Plus, I think I wanted to see how it would finish it off, and I knew if I didn't like it in the long term, I'll just pop it out. But once all this rock was in there, I realized it's still missing something. Do I want to do a planted tank with piranha? No, I don't think that would suit them well. I don't think that would do them great. But looking through this scape, I realized there's plenty of room. It doesn't look like it straight on, but if we kind of look at it from different angles, you can really see that there is a ton of room and swimming area and swimming space for these guys to grow. I always try to leave the front area open because it kind of forces the fish to the front. And yet they still have enough room for cover. With that said, it's a very simple scape. With the wood isn't too entwined, so as these fish grow, I can remove a piece here and there, because the average red belly piranha will max out at around a foot long. In the home aquarium, that's highly unlikely. We're looking probably at closer to 6 to 8 inches, which is still a really big fish. So when I was doing this scape, I realized, let's be practical and understand that we might have to dwindle the numbers over time. But it also needed a substrate, and I had a few options. I was going to go with initially what I was thinking, and I still might do it. And this is the second thing. So the rocks were the first thing that I'm not sold on. The second thing was the substrate. I wanted to try a larger grain, earth-toned substrate, like basically river pebbles. And once I added it in, I thought, well, it is a bright color, but it just doesn't look natural to me at all. Maybe it would look a lot better, you know, mixed in with a brown sand, and I kind of wish I went with a brown sand, and no big deal. Worst case scenario, I'll vacuum all this stuff out, save it for another tank, and I'll go with a brown sand. But there's a few things that I kind of want to, I got to bring it up because I'm not sold on this tank entirely. I like it. It looks fantastic. I mean, I love every new aquarium I set up for one reason or another. But again, the pressure's on me with this one, and I'm judging myself hard, and I'm being very critical. As I do this voiceover for you and I watch this video, I feel like it's not even me, and there would have been so many things I would have done differently. And this tank is probably not going to get filled for a couple of weeks as I mull over it and I figure out what I really want to do, and I read your comments and read the discussion below this video. But let's try some greens out in this tank. I took a couple of silk plants just to see what they're going to look like and tossed them in the corners. Definitely made all the difference and made me reconsider, maybe I do want to do plants in here. I'm going to leave this one up to you guys though. Let me know what you think of this scape. I love the wood. The wood is great. Not sold on the substrate, not sold on the rocks, and I'm on the cusp with the plants. But I guess that's the benefit of having you guys watching, is that I get to relay this stuff back to you and see what you think. And am I being too critical, or is this tank really the ultimate piranha aquarium? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I really want to hear what you guys have to say and what you guys really think about this. So make sure you leave me some feedback and something critical in the comment section below that we can all use and run with. Until then, I guess the next step is, of course, fill the aquarium up, waterlog all that wood, you know, set the filter up, get all the cycled media in it, make sure everything's kosher, and then, of course, add the piranha into it. And we'll do that all in one video. Of course, if there's any changes to the scape or anything, I'll make sure I film that, and I'll include that in that video as well. But right now, these scapes that I've been putting out, I'm pretty sure they're coming out back to back. I just really want to show you the beginnings of all of these, because they'll change and evolve over time, and you know, maybe we add in a different plant or whatnot. But final stocking is going to be like 20 piranha and about 100, 200 tetras, most likely neons or cardinals, depending on which one's more available at the time. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you don't want to miss anything I'm talking about, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. I'll see you in that video.